Hello, Aries. Welcome to Zero's Journey. I'm Madeline. Glad to have you here. Welcome. So, Spirit has a loud and clear mission statement for you in July. That mission statement is cultivating self-love. Hear me out. They're talking about the kind of self-love, the kind of unconditional and unself-conscious love that a child has at a very young age before, society and Aries, come on, the sun. Like, I'm gonna shuffle it back in, but Spirit is already talking. Self-love, showing yourself exactly for who you are and being proud of that. Celebrating what makes you unique and different rather than comparing it and saying like, I wish I had a smaller nose, or if I was this I could do that, or if that person, they're only capable of this because of that. Doing the comparison game is always just it's a losing game, no matter what, no matter which side, even when you're comparing yourself as above the other person because you've inserted yourself into a ranking system, right? And that's not natural, that's not necessary. That's that hierarchical shit that we are not looking to dig into. So Spirit is talking about cultivating that you-ness and bringing that front and center. Very Aries type of message, right? I pulled a card from the Threads of Fate deck to start. Here's your card. Self-love, the peacock. In the writer's description of the card, she says, it wouldn't seem quite right if a peacock were walking around like, oh, don't look at me. Like, oh, no, it's nothing. No, we expect a peacock to flourish. That's what they do. And Spirit wants you to flourish. And the fucking magical non-secret, right, is about not doing it for an outcome. A lot of times when we start maybe working on ourselves and self-love, it's like, I need to love myself so I can attract the love of my life. Or I need to love myself more so I can make more money and raise my vibration or whatever, right? I'm not shading that. And self-love for self-love's sake is actually like the best and fastest route to actual real self-love. What does self look like? Love is a verb. When you wake up in the morning, checking in with yourself before you get out of bed, before maybe you even open your eyes, like, okay, body, what do you need from me right now? What are you feeling? And feeling into your body, feeling into your heart, feeling into your mind and your spirit, and allowing each of them to speak to you. What do I need? What do I need? What do I need? And how can we reconcile all of these? Because sometimes our four different aspects want different things. And Spirit is asking you to honor yourself, Aries, which is a really beautiful message. It's like celebrate and honor what makes you unique. Don't try to hide it away. Don't try to make it look like anybody else. Don't try to do it like somebody else, even that you admire and think is great, because it's all about you, which is the Aries whole thing, right? Okay. Let's get into it. Let's read some tarot, shall we? Let's look at July for Aries. Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising, and Dominant Folks. Spirit, what do they need to know for their highest good? Most joy, peace, love, security. About self-love in July. What do they need to know for their highest good? Where are they in the story? Where is the story headed? What's a frame of reference? What is the past chapter? And how is the future looking? What allies are available? What pitfalls? What potentials? Because we are here for the truth, Spirit. We recognize friction brings traction. So we are not scared of any challenging cards, especially not in Aries. Spirit is again saying, love is a practice, love is a practice, love is a practice. Like if you treated this is what they're saying, okay? If you treated your partner, or if you're single, if you treated your friends or your family the way that you treat yourself, would they still be close to you? Would they still feel connected to you? Would they still feel loved by you? Or would they feel like they had to hit a certain standard or quota or be good enough before you could love them? Know what I'm saying? You don't expect anybody else to be perfect. Showing up is one of, like, this, what Spirit is saying is like, showing up is one of your greatest gifts, because Aries is the first. Aries is the initiator. Aries is the leader. I'll go. I'll be the first one to fall and scrape my knee and fuck it up. Like, that's fine, as long as I'm first. All right. You hear those fucking tires screeching right after I said that? There's Aries. Wow. Self-love. Here's you, center of the spread, the Empress, Aries. Self-love month. I mean, it is Cancer season, right? Ooh. Tremendous progress available. But you've got to let go of, wow. Okay, we'll talk about it. There's something you need to let go of. I had a feeling. Here she is again. Okay. Okay. Here's the first thing I want to say. Aries, you have a lot of beautiful cards. But I am the type of reader who kind of really likes to zero in and front load on the conflict, right? Because it's the inflection point. You don't worry. We're going to spend a lot of time on what's beautiful. But there is something that you are uncharacteristically like obsessing and overthinking. Ooh, love is a practice. Love is a practice. Okay. Let's go. So here's you at the center of your spread, Aries. Here is what's crossing you. 7 of Wands. Conflict. One against many. One person who has a lot of fucking goals and a lot of challenges that they want to overcome, that they want to prove themselves. And that's what Spirit is saying for some of you, is this urge to prove yourself. And Spirit is bringing you back to the self-love thing. Like, how does one prove oneself? You exist. Like that, it's proven. You're there, you're here, you're hearing this, you're listening, I think therefore I am. Like, you, there's nothing to prove. There's nothing to prove. Spirit is saying, I love this. Spirit saying there's nothing to prove. There is something to approve. Radical, unconditional approval of self. It doesn't mean you won't try to get better. It means I love myself as I am. There are things that I want to work on, and I deserve my own self-compassion and my own support to do those things and make those changes. Not so that somebody else will think I'm this or that, not so that in the eyes of the world I will be this or that, but because I want to. Because I want to feel that way, and it feels supportive to me to go for a walk or make time to meditate in the morning or read a book or whatever, okay? Spirit is saying, yeah, it's when they're talking about uncharacteristically overthinking, I feel like maybe some of you don't feel comfortable to move on your instincts, and that's like the best way for an Aries to operate. Is by instinct, is you know how they I don't know if you do they still say this in school? They used to say in school, right? Go with your first answer. If you're kind of looking at the test and you've looked at the question and you zeroed in on one answer first, but you're not sure if you're right, they tell you go with your first answer, like go with your instinct. And that's what Spirit is saying, because overthinking, here's the part where we front load the bullshit, okay? And full disclosure, this is sitting in your future. These are not your only cards. I pulled some clarifiers. But this is what the future is looking like. Short term, July. Wait for your clarifiers, please. Don't click off this video just because you meant it. This is something that you are, like they said, uncharacteristically like obsessing, overthinking, maybe some neurosis, maybe some like you're thinking so much about something that ironically you can't move forward. Like, but I want to do it right, or I have to do it perfectly, or like it needs to be the ideal routine, or whatever this is. And Spirit is like, hey, remember, if you haven't been here before, the whole motto of Zero's journey is a divine fuck around and find out. And Spirit is saying, hey, instead of thinking about it, get your hands dirty, fuck around and find out. Try out the haphazard routine, or go for the run, or start messing with that creative habit. If it doesn't excite you, if it doesn't drive you, if it doesn't take you somewhere and fill you with something, then okay, you can let it go. You can try a different routine, or try a different creative thing, or do something different with your time or your body or whatever. But notice how it goes from the Two of Swords to the Two of Pentacles. From the mind, here, embodiment, do the thing, and that will tell you whether, this is what they're saying, that will give you a revelation whether it's this is the thing or this is the thing. This is an important lesson that Spirit has repeated to me many times. I need to make a whole separate video about this. Here's your frame of reference, Aries. Spirit's talking. Whenever you move toward what thrills you, what attracts you, what inspires you, even if it is not meant to be your ultimate destination, this relationship, this job, this hobby, this fill in the blank, even if it is not the ultimate meant to be thing, it is taking you in the direction of the ultimate meant to be thing, because your excitement, your inspiration, your attraction, your sexual chemistry, okay? Like Spirit's bringing that up. So I'm gonna say it. We got the Emperor and the Empress and the Lovers all in one spread together. So no doubt there is passion in your life, whether it is like creative passion or animal passion. It's all from source, right? Just the same way that creativity is the soul. It is, when we do something creative, it is a reflection of our soul. So it's a daring thing to do, and Spirit is daring you. Spirit is daring you to allow yourself to dream freely. And I feel like Aries, of course, you know your own sign, and it's like fiery, cardinal, like I'll try it, I'll do it, I'll start it myself. So I feel like you are holding yourself to such an incredible standard, which can be like double-edged sword, right? Because it means that you're not going to put out crap, which is great. Okay, so we're not shouting down our fear, we're not shouting down our hesitation or our analysis. The whole thing about being able to get out of a certain mood, which is the same thing as a certain vibration, let's say, to get out and get up and away from this or whatever, right? If we're vibrating here, this speed, kind of slow, not feeling great, not feeling super inspired or light on our feet or light in the mind or the heart, right? If we do things that excite us and attract us and enliven us and bring up that frequency, it's like we start to be able to hear subtler signals, okay? That's just how Spirit is putting it. So, out of the head, into the body. The body is connection to the spirit, just the same way the roots connect to the branches, okay? Crowning your reading, and I do mean crowning your reading, the Chariot. Pick a direction you like, move. It's as simple, and simple is not easy, but it is as simple as that. The Chariot is, you know what you want, so grab your willpower. Grab your white horse, your dark horse, right? So conscious, unconscious, all the things I know, why I want this thing, this person, this job, this lifestyle, this whatever, that you're in pursuit of, right? I know why. Now here's your dark horse. What I'm afraid of will go wrong if I get there. All of it, all the things, like I could lose friends, or people won't understand me, or people will shun me, or think I'm weird, or all the things that come up when you think about, like, okay, here we go. Imagine that you just are. Like, don't worry about the how, don't worry about how long, whatever. Just put yourself in the place where it's like, this is the lifestyle I want to be living in. When I open my eyes in the morning and get up out of bed, futon, treehouse, whatever, what is that? What does that look like? Be there. Be there. Okay. All the good fluttery things can come with it, and all the disbelief and doubt and friction and the chasm between where we are and where we want to be shows up, right? Starkly. Instead of wanting to turn away or numb out or push that back into your unconscious, make a list. When, fill in the blank, I'm making $100,000 a year working from home, doing my crafts, or whatever, fill in the blank. I have deep fear that I won't be able to fulfill my obligations, that people will be alienated by me and my sudden wealth, or blah, blah, blah. Some of the stuff is going to come right to the fore, and some of it is like going to come after some digging and some thinking about it and some being with it. So be with it. Being with it looks like uncrossing your swords and taking off your blindfold willingly and being like, okay, I really want to wear a blindfold because some of this shit is really confusing and upsetting and I don't understand, and I'm an Aries. I just want to go. I just want to do. Like, I don't want to be cramped in my brain. Like, that's what Spirit is saying. So get out of your brain. Get into your body. Move the chariot. Let's just go. Even if it's a step, that's amazing. You're using your willpower. You are grabbing the reins of your life and you're saying, come on, fear, you too. You too, you do help drive me, literally, in the chariot, right? You do help drive me. When I look at my fears, when I look at what I'm afraid to be disappointed by, and Spirit is saying for some of you, like, disappointed yet again. Like, when I think about what I'm afraid of being disappointed by, or what could happen if I get hype about this and then, like, it happens and then what? Like, one of these bad things happens. Am I willing to face those consequences? Am I down to receive a surprising blessing if I say that I'm down to be okay with the fact that this happened? That maybe something hasn't gone quite right, that there's just an element of dissatisfaction. That's what Spirit is saying, is just kind of like a, you know how when your body is just a little bit achy? It's not like you can't get things done. It's not like you can't, go about your normal activities and stuff like that, but you don't have your usual verve, right? And Spirit is talking about you getting your usual verve back. And it is by loving and appreciating yourself for exactly who and what you are right now. Yes, you can still have dreams and aspirations. Yes, you can still want more and better and different things. And you are lovable just as you are. You are acceptable, interesting, attractive, just as you are. Celebrate what makes you you. What's really cool about not just having the Emperor and the Empress in the same reading, which to me is already exciting and interesting, but the placements of these cards. The Empress is sitting in the center, the beginning of your journey. The Emperor is sitting in the position of where you find yourself. So it's like, are you being presented with an Emperor, or are you being asked to then step into Emperor status? Post self-love, it's like, oh, now that I've had this revelation that I can forgive myself and have compassion for myself and start over or start again or give up. Yes, you can give up. You can give up, you can quit, and sometimes it's the absolute right fucking thing. 10 of Swords. This is like affecting my mental health negatively. I thought I wanted to move there. I want to go home. Okay, good. Follow your heart. Follow your heart. What did Spirit say? Check in with yourself in the morning. What does my body want? What does my brain want? What does my heart want? What does my soul want? And are they different things? And how, again, can I reconcile? Hint, you're never wrong when you're listening to your soul. Okay. This is the union of what we would classically call, I feel like I'm getting real tired of the gender binary language, but just for brevity, what we call classically masculine, classically feminine, or we could say solar and lunar energy, the active and the reactive or receptive, right? And then you have this Lover's card, which also speaks of that union of opposites. Things are looking good. Spirit is saying it's like when you sit back. Oh, okay, here you go. Spirit is like when you nourish yourself, appreciate yourself. And there's lots of ways to nourish ourselves, like with good and nourishing and healthy food that our body likes, journaling, sleeping enough, hydrating, talking nicely to ourselves, catching ourselves when we think something shitty or say something shitty to us that we would never say again to like a dear friend or a partner, like that you notice and you check yourself and you bring yourself back to like, okay, I was going to fall into my old habit of I'm not perfect, therefore this sucks, or this is not perfect, therefore this sucks, or I suck, or whatever. And Spirit is like, remember, please celebrate you. Celebrate your nose, celebrate your height, celebrate your curves, celebrate your angles, celebrate whatever it is that you have, and be it and embody it. And just try that out. See what it feels like to be the Empress. You know what I mean? Like, see what it feels like to just Okay, here's what Spirit is saying. When you nourish your roots, your blossom smells gorgeous. So it's like, don't worry about the blossom. Don't worry about then, right, the outcome. Worry about how every day feels. Because if every day, most days, we're human, if most days feel supportive, secure, there's liberty, there's creativity, there's room to change and grow, there's encouragement, whether from yourself or from the people around you. If you are making sure that you are tuning into yourself every day and moving in the direction of what you know to be for you, even if, again, it is not the ultimate outcome, it is not the ultimate blossom, but it might be the exact right compost, okay? And that's what they're saying. If you nourish the roots, if you take care of the daily, the blossom will take care of itself. And the Empress is all about just being like a flower. And it's like, oh, I'm just here being my natural self. And my natural self is attractive. Again, that lunar, receptive, magnetic, you just want to come over and smell a flower, especially when it looks beautiful and smells beautiful. It's just like, oh, there's something about this, right? And a rose should never want to be a tulip, and a daisy should never need to be a rose, and etc. If you are a daisy, be a motherfucking daisy the fuck out of it. If you're a rose, if you're a tulip, if you're a wildflower, if you're a whatever, be that. Be that. Don't be the tulip who longs to be a rose. You're not a common rose. You're a tulip. Spirit just said you're somebody's favorite. Which brings us to your final card. The conclusion and the key. King of Cups. I do feel that there is an energy around you. You may already be partnered with this person, or you could be even just working with this person, but I feel a deep emotional connection. So I'm inclined to say that this is probably more of a friend or partner or potential emotional connection. And here's the thing, this is what Spirit is saying, and this is true. This is so fucking true. The more that you are able to shamelessly love and appreciate exactly who and what you are right at this moment, you bring in an energy that can commensurately love you, that can love you at the level that you love you. If you love you 65%, you tend to draw in a partner who loves you 65%. That like when you start getting a little difficult or loud or annoying, or you haven't slept and you're in a mood, that they're like, and like, fuck that. You know what I mean? So start inside. Inside job. Inside job, Aries. I hope that that is helpful, Aries. Thank you for being here for your July reading. If you want to do more and hang out, there's links in the description to do that. If you want to see the live mid-month readings when they go up, you can become a patron, $5 a month, real easy. I appreciate you. Oh, and if you really like it, please like and subscribe. It so helps the channel, and I would deeply appreciate it. I am wishing you a wonderful, affirming ass month, Aries. Much love to you and yours, and if I don't see you in the Sunday vlog, then I hope I see you in your August reading. Bye, Aries.